Stop, stop, stop. All right, good morning. This is Mark Mojica again. So welcome to our new set of our lesson review for the third quarter. So this is for lesson grade 8. So sana marami tayong matutunan. Okay, so without further ado, let's try to review some key points in order for us to get a higher score siguro in this coming third quarter. All right, so let's start. So first problem is line segment PE bisect line segment HO at point M forming right angles at the point intersection. So before we understand this, let's try to visualize what this means, diba? Kailangan nating makita muna. So let's try to point to have a line HO. Okay, so if you see that cross na ganon, na parang naka-pinpoint, it means infinity. So we call this line as line HO. And then intersect by line segment, bisect pala, by line segment PE. So ito yung kanyang itsura. And then at point M, if you notice may M tayo dyan. So ito yung ibig sabihin ng problem na to. But the biggest question here is what is PE? So ang PE natin dito is considered to be a perpendicular bisector. So perpendicular siya in the sense na nahati at nagkaroon tayo ng 90 degrees. If you notice yung letter M na yan, yung parang may dot dyan, that is actually considered to be 90 degrees. Okay? So that is our perpendicular bisector. So upon looking that, we can actually create how many angles kaya. So if you are dealing with angles, mathematically, dito we have 4 angles. What are the 4 triangles or angles that we have? First is we have angle HMP. Second is angle PMO. And the third is angle OME. And fourth, it's angle HME. Nabubulol na ako. Okay, so these are the angle that can be produced or to create or makikita natin pag nagkaroon ng perpendicular bisector ang isang line. Okay? Next. Given a triangle fix, okay, FIX, at line segment IT is perpendicular bisector at line segment FX, prove that triangle FIT is congruent to triangle XIT. So, which is parang nakakalito na naman to. So let's try to analyze this one. Ito yung figure natin, ano? This is the triangle FIX. Do you notice one? And then perpendicular bisect at line segment IT. And then nagkaroon tayo ng dalawang triangle dito, which is triangle FIT and triangle XIT. Okay? Now, here's the question. Statement natin, ito na yung pagre-reason out natin. Ano? So triangle FIX, so you notice that is found given, so given ang ating reason. But the triangle IT, ay yung line segment IT is perpendicular bisector of line segment FX, that is also part of the given. Now, ang ating line segment or triangle ITF and ITX are right angle, meaning this is the definition of perpendicular bisector. Parang yung kanina lang na explanation, okay? And the line segment FT congruent to line segment XT is what do we call definition of bisector. And also, line segment IT is congruent to line segment IT. If you notice, pareho lang sila ng line. So parang nagre-reflect lang sila sa isa't isa. So meaning this is a reflexive property of congruence. And again, let's try to prove the triangle FIT is congruent to triangle XIT is considered to be side angle side postulate. So bakit side angle side? If we try to look on the statement, kung titingnan natin, una nagsimula sa number 3, try to look. Triangle, ITF, okay, and ITX. And then after that, line segment, FT. And then congruent to line segment, FT. And then another line again. So kung titingnan natin, side and then angle, it can be considered to be the side angle side postulate. Okay? So let's proceed. If triangle ABC is congruent to triangle QRS, measurement angle A is equal to x minus 10 and measurement angle Q is equal to 2x minus 30. What is measurement angle A? So dito, medyo tricky ang question natin dito. But let's just try to analyze this one first. Okay? So if triangle ABC, notice A, B, C, Q, R, S. Yung A corresponds with Q, B corresponds with R, C corresponds with S. So meaning yung A natin and then yung Q natin, dapat yan, pareho sila. It's equal. Okay? So yan ang unang yung tatandaan na when try to answer this one. Next, since ang ating measurement angle A is equal to x minus 10, kaya meron tayong x minus 10. And you notice that measurement angle Q is equal to 2x minus 30, kaya meron tayong 2x minus 30 as equal. Again, if you see this kind of problem, gather like terms lang natin. So yung lahat ng variables na may variables na x, pagsamahin natin, lahat ng constant, pagsamahin natin. So this is how it works. X negative 2x is equal to 10 minus 30. And then try to subtract this one. This is negative x is equal to negative 20. Divide lang natin yan by negative, so x is equal to 20. But hindi pa tayo natatapos dito because we are looking for the measurement triangle angle A. Ano ba yung measurement angle A? So, babalik tayo sa original problem natin. Okay? Ang original problem natin dito, this is x minus 10. So, yung x natin minus natin kay 10, meaning 20 minus 10 is 10. So, the measurement of measurement angle A is 10. Okay? But here, the value of x is only 20. Okay? Take note of that. Okay? Now, if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, measurement angle A is equal to 50 and measurement angle E is equal to 30. So what is measurement angle C? So dito, this is a lot more trickier. Again, try to analyze the given. If triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. So kailangan meron silang kapantay. So yung A, compare niya sa D, B compare sa E, C compare sa F. So kung anong value ni A, yun din ang value ni D. Kung anong value ni B, yun din ang value ni E. Kung anong value ni C, yun din ang value ni F. So tatandaan natin yung parate. So dito, yung A natin is equal to 50. Okay? So meaning, yung B natin equal to E. So kung A natin is 50, yung D natin is 50 rin. Alright? Now, kung yung E natin is equal to B, meaning kung E natin is 30, meaning ang B din natin is 30. Take note of that. Okay. So here, tatandaan natin na certain triangle, it has 180 degrees talaga in angle yan. Okay? No question raised about that. So, measurement angle A plus measurement angle B plus measurement angle C dapat equal sa 180. But since we have measurement angle A, which is 50, and measurement angle B, which is 30, ang wala na lang natin dito is measurement angle C. So, ganito ang nangyayari dyan. So, 180 plus natin, equals natin kay 50 plus 30. So, this is 80. Notice na pinag-add ko lang yung dalawa. And then, I try to move the 80 on the left side of the equation. Again, we have 180 minus 80. So, measurement angle C now is equal to 100. Okay? So, yan yung ating measurement angle C. Sorry sa aking nandiyan yan. So, 100 siya. Okay? I hope you understand that. Next problem. Okay. Now, here, given that the triangle BOX is congruent to triangle CAN, if measurement angle B is equal to 40 and measurement angle O is equal to 55, the line segment CA is 7 centimeters and the line segment CN is equal to 11 centimeters. If you notice, this was a little bit tricky at the same time. Tatandaan natin kung ano ang value ni B since congruent tayo. Kung ano ang value ni B, yun din ang value ni C. Value ni O, yun ang value ni A. At value ni X, yun din ang value ni N. So here, kung ang ating C measurement angle B, wala pa pala dito yung mga yan, para mas lalong makita natin. Yung measurement angle B daw natin is equal to 40, meaning yung ating measurement angle C is 40 also. Okay? Yung measurement angle O natin is 55, therefore, ang measurement angle A is also 55. Okay? Ganon din sa line segment. So, ang line segment CA, saan ba yung CA natin? So, if we try to analyze the CA, okay, let's try to have a point here. If try to natin yung CA natin from here to here, Ang BO natin, you have 7 centimeters. So matik, this is also 7 centimeters. Ang CN natin, ang CN dapat pareho lang din sa letter B. Ang XB natin or BX natin is 11 centimeter. Therefore, the value of N to the C or C to the N or C, line segment CN is also 11 centimeters. Okay? So meaning, kung 40, 55, ganito na yung nangyari, 7 centimeters, 11 centimeters. Okay? Tatandaan lang natin yan. Is more on congruency. Kung ano yung kabilang side, yun din ang kabilang side ng certain triangle. Okay? Next. Now, this problem here is a little more tricky. So, kung titingnan natin, this is actually CPCTC. Okay? Congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay. Now, ang question is, what is the measurement angle ABC? Again, pag sinabing measurement angle ABC, ang ating hahanapin dito yung angle B. Again, kung ano yung nasa gitna. Okay? So, ang angle B natin, notice kung CPCTC ito or congruent triangle is congruent, meaning yung 50 plus 45 natin, kung ano yung value ni F, yun ang value ni C. So, yung 45 natin dito, matik yan na angle E is equal to angle B. Sorry. Ganun din ang setup natin. Ano? So, yung ating formula is 180 is equal to angle D, angle D plus angle F and angle E. Alam naman natin yan. So, yung ating angle D is 50, yung ating angle F is equal to 45, yung ating angle E hindi natin alam. But take note, pareho lang dapat ang angle E tsaka angle D. Okay, now, 50 plus 45, you have 95. And then, try to move that on the left side of the equation. 180 is equal to 95. Therefore, ang ating angle E is 85. Kung ang ating angle is 85, Therefore, ang ating angle B is also 85 degrees. Nandito na yan. Okay? So, take note of that. Next problem. Okay, if line segment CD is equal to 4 and AB plus CD is equal to 10, then AB plus 4 is equal to 10. So, try natin yan, kung anong property ba ito. This is what we call substitution property. Okay, bakit substitution? If you notice, yung CD is equal to 4. So, yung AB plus CD is equal to 10, pinalitan lang natin yung CD, ginawa lang natin 4. So, this is more on substitution. Next, which of the following properties justify the statement if line segment AD is congruent to line segment DC and line segment DC is congruent to line segment FG? Then, line segment AD is congruent to line segment FG. So, anong ibig sabihin nitong pattern na to? Ang ating property na meron tayo is the transitive property. Okay? Bakit transitive property? Notice pareho lang yung FG natin dito. Nagja-justify. So meaning, kung pareho, congruent ito, natural, yung AD at DC natin is also congruent. That is transitive property. Okay, next. Which of the following statement is true? If two lines intersect, then they intersect exactly 2 points. If a point lies outside the line, then exactly one plane contains both the line and the point. If two lines intersect, then exactly two plane contains both lines. And if two planes intersect, then their intersection is a plane. So ano kaya ang tama dito? Ang tama dito is ito. If a point lies outside the line, then exactly one plane contains both the line and the point. Okay? Tatandaan natin to. If a point lies outside a line, so ibig sabihin nakalabas yung line ito, nandito yung point. So, nagkaroon siya exactly one plane contains both the line and the point. Okay? Next. Which of the following statement is false? False hindi true. Line contains at least 2 points. Through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. So, any 3 non-collinear points, there are exactly 3 planes. And if 2 points lie in a plane, then the line joining them lies in that plane. So, yung first is considered to be true. Contains 2 at least. Diba? Yun ang line eh. True yan. Though, through any 2 points, there is exactly one line. Okay? 2 points actually one line. Mura kang true din yan. Though 3 non-collinear points, there are exactly 3 planes. And if 2 points lies in a plane, then the line joining them lies in that plane. Mukhang pare-pareho lang sila ng ano, no? But the correct or the correct answer dito, since false man, is this. Through any 3 non-collinear points. Meron pa tayong 3 non-collinear points. That's the biggest question. And then exactly 3 planes. Yung 3 planes natin, in 1 plane pa lang, alam natin, ibig sabihin, 3 plane. Okay. So, hindi yun talaga. So, it is generally used to describe an auxiliary facts. Okay? So, ito na yung facts in the proof of more significant result. Okay? Reason. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? It's generally used to describe auxiliary facts. Take note natin yan. First module natin ito na lesson. That is lemma. Okay? Tatandaan nyo, describe auxiliary facts. It's a lemma. Next, if 2 lines intersect, then they intersect in exactly 1 point. This statement is an example of reason natin. Ano kaya? Alam ko some of you understand it, but the correct answer should be theorem. Okay? This is if. Tatandaan nyo ang theorem, it consists of if and then. Okay? That is theorem consider kagad. Okay? Next. Though any 3 non-collinear points are exactly 1 plane, this statement is an example of, what do you think? Non-collinear points to, exactly 1 plane. Reason? Postulate. Because this is definitely need to be proven, but this is definitely true. Exactly 1 plane sila. 3 non-collinear points. Okay? Next, what is a logical argument in which statement you make is backed up by the statement that is accepted as true? Accepted as true na kagad. Your reason nito is a proof. Okay? Kailangan natin ng backup. So, proof yan. Okay? Next, what do you call a theorem that follows easily from previous proved theorem? Ano tawag natin doon? That is corollary. Okay, that's corollary. Okay? Next one. What do you call a statement of meaning a word? A meaning of a word, term, and phrase which makes use as previously defined terms. Actually, dito kaya mo na kagad hanapin ang sagot dito. This is actually definition. Okay, from the word meaning and define. Definition. Next. Which of the following is assumed to be true without a proof? O yan, ito true na, hindi mo na kailangan ng proof. Ang tawag natin dito ay postulate. Okay, postulate. Next, what is a statement that can be proved true based on axioms and some logical connectives? Ang correct answer natin dito ay axioms daw. So alam natin, this is theorem. Okay, theorem. Next, which of the following refers to case that shows the conjecture is not valid? So the reason or ating answer should be counter example. Please take note pag sinabing conjecture is not valid, counter example kagad. Hanapin nyo lang yung mga keywords, right? It is a set of axioms from which sum of all axioms can be used in conjunction to logically derived theorems. Alam nyo to. This is axiomatic system. Notice, pinag-uusapan si axiom lang. Okay? Axiom lang. Hirap talaga i-pronounce, but that is axioms. Okay? Next. A figure formed by 2 rays with common endpoints which are not on the same line. 2 rays yan. So, nagganyan silang dalawa. So, anong tawag natin doon? Angle. Okay? Take note of that. Now, it is a subset part of a line that is consists of 2 endpoints. Ano kaya ibig sabihin nun? Reason? Line segment. Subset part of a line. Kumbaga, kinuha lang siya. So, line segment tawag natin doon. It is a flat surface named by any 3 points which are not on the, not on the same line. Simply, a single script letter. This is plane. Okay? Plane yan. At least how many distinct points do you need to determine a line? How many distinct points pag line? Dapat, 2 or 2 is the correct answer. At least. Okay? At least yan. Siya yung pinaka. Sir, 1. Hindi natin makonsider as point, a line yun. That is a point. Pag isa lang. Okay, next. An undefined term with no width, thickness, dimension, and represented by a dot. Obviously, this is a dot. Anong tawag natin dito? A point. Alright? Okay, next. Okay. Considered be the father of geometry. Sino kaya itong father of modern geometry natin? No other than Euclid. Okay? Euclid yan, father of modern geometry. He was an ancient Greek philosopher of polymath. Sino kaya to? This is Aristotle. And he was among the first moral philosophers of the ethical tradition of thought. This is Socrates. Okay, tatandaan po ninyo yan. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. So I hope you learned a lot for our lesson review. Ulit-ulitin lang to nang sa gayon natin matandaan at makasagot tayo sa nalalapit na exam. Thank you guys and I hope you enjoy this vlog. See you!